Look, does that look familiar? I caught up with that train out of Augusta. It's sitting up here to the south, at the north end of Maxwell Yard. Looks like we got a train sitting on track 4 ready to roll out. Looks like a switch is over here on track 14. And then that train that came in earlier I filmed at the beginning, he's sitting down here. Maxwell siding goes off to the right there. And then it cuts back in where those signals are down there onto the main line. You see main line 1 and main line 2 coming down the hill. And then you see the lead coming out of the switch track. But then you have Maxwell siding over here to the right. And the reason it went to the right, because that's where the main line used to go. The main line would have gone up through Greenwood, would have gone over a bridge, because up there at the end of these mainline tracks over here, there's still a Y track up in there that would come off to Georgia and Florida, and it would have tied into that, and it would have gone over under a bridge, and this track right here would have gone up over the bridge to go up into Greenwood. And all that still exists. They use the Y tracks to turn locomotives around or passenger trains or whatever. I mean, they have. They don't have any now, they do. But anyway, I don't know what he's going to do. I assume he's going to set his cars out. That's probably what the guy is doing. The conductor's having to walk all the way down there to uncouple the cars. Because I assume when he comes out, he's probably going to pull some cars off the track. Get some detailed shots to the roof. Maybe some of you modelers can use this for ideas. They got air compressor going. That's what you hear going right now. That's a heck of an antenna system set up down there. Hey, you see the dark spots, that's where they put rough material down so you don't slip up here. If you get up here and there's a bunch of dew on the locomotive, it's wet for some reason, you walk around those black spots up there, that's your footpath. But that's incredible. Look, I guess those are all different types of antennas and stuff that they got. Shows you how many frequencies are being run. I can't film the top of this one anymore. I don't see anybody moving. It must be the wrong type of day. Alright, I'm going to walk over and check out, see what's on this side, see if there's anything interesting. I don't think that locomotive's sticking out over here. This highway's too wide, and the locomotive's not long enough to stretch from one side of the bridge to the other. Alright. You got a switch here. This is called a crossover, when you cross over one track to another track. And one thing I want you to notice about this, you see that frog? It has high plates on the outside to catch the wheels to help force the wheels over or whatever. You know, so that they go through the frog just right. You notice there's no guardrails on this switch. That next switch has guardrails on it. Alright, you got main line 1, main line 2. And what is interesting is a few years ago they came in and added mainline 1. This track right here used to be mainline 2, and you can see the squiggle, the offset they had to go down there because the track, because on the other end you came in with a siding to the left of the main line, and they just joined the siding up to mainline number 1, and they joined the main line up to mainline number 2. So that's what's going on there. Alright, let me go for now. I'll be back. More stuff, I'm sure. Alright, I'm sitting in Maxwell yard, and I just got talking to a friend of mine, and he's going to bring me this train's ID, but this is not a Spartanburg Augusta or Augusta Spartanburg train like I thought it was. This is a train coming out of Augusta, and they got it parked in Greenwood, and I don't know when, but they're going to run the engine from the north end to the south end. And I don't know what they'll do about the DPU, whether they leave it where it is and just work the train there. But anyway, this train's headed to Atlanta. It's going from Augusta to Atlanta because they're working on the main line in Augusta, between Augusta and Atlanta. So this train can't go to normal destination Atlanta. But they're talking about they're fixing up a train here to go to Hamlet, and they're going to get busy in a couple hours. And the fella said, so I'm going to stay around, try to get everything I can, y'all. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, I'm back down south end of Maxwell yard. Sounds like I hear a locomotive moving, but I don't see one moving. We got the same dull excitement on this end as we had on the other end. Bunch of locomotives and trains, but nobody's moving anywhere. Now, to connect the back part of the video with the front, this is the back part of that train that came out of Augusta. Now, this got me excited because this is a rare train to catch. They suppose they only do one a day, so I assume it's one southbound and then one northbound. They used to do 11 trains a day, and they cut out 10 of them. Those were coal trains, and this is the only thing left coming off the Clinchville Railroad. So I imagine Clinchville Railroad pretty much shut down, not delivering coal anywhere. That's what its primary use was. Alright, I don't see nothing. He must have been making up air for maintain the brakes. You got that one sitting there on the top. That's called a long lead. And he's going up and over the hill because those tracks, when they were laid back in the 1800s, they were hand dug. On the right, we had bulldozers, so we got flat yard when they built this yard in 72. So I'm assuming this track closest to me would have been the Augusta-Knoxville main line, and now it become the Maxwell Yard track. And we got track 1 and track 2 that come out of Abbeville and come out of McCormick or Augusta. And they join together and go into one track. And when we get on the other side of Greenwood, Spartanburg sub trains will split and go to the left and go up Spartanburg sub, and the rest of them will go up through Hamlet or go straight ahead and go to Hamlet, North Carolina, which is where these trains terminate at, or our crews do anyway. Of course, as they go straight on the Maxwell sub, they'll eventually cross over and join up on the C&L sub, Columbia, Newberry, and Lawrence. And that track goes to Columbia, and it comes off of Lawrence, which is actually over on the Spartanburg sub. So it goes from the Spartanburg sub, crosses over to Monroe sub, or joins in with it, and then splits off with it further down. Monroe sub will go on north up to Monroe and then to Hamlet. Alright, I think I've talked enough. Thank y'all.